Hello my friends and welcome back to Kev's Hobby Showcase. I'm of course Kevin. You may have also seen me on Tabletop Jones Productions presents Two Idiots Playing Board Games, where John and I are the two idiots playing board games. And today I'm going to be painting minis, big shock, but it's for a game that I haven't done in a while, for Star Wars Legion. And you know, I've done a couple of videos for this. It was mostly, I think, battle droids and just like some of the leaders. But today I got a unit of clone troopers. Now it says Clone Troopers Phase 2. What does Phase 2 mean? I don't really know. I haven't really compared the cards from, because like when I got the original core set, it just said Clone Troopers, so I'm guessing that's Phase 1. These say Phase 2, which I'm guessing means that some of the stats are probably a bit different. Maybe they're a little bit more powerful. Probably. I haven't really made the comparison yet. But this is a game that hopefully one day will be on Tabletop Jones Productions, or it might even be on our Patreon channel, which is Tales from the Tabletop, or I think it's, you know, we're still trying to sort it out. It might still be under the name Storytime Jones. So, like I said, we're still trying to sort through all that and try to get it, get it going. But please, we do have some videos up on that. So please, sorry about that beeping. Someone's backing into the dead end. Anyway, as I was saying, we do have some videos up. So please, check it out if you want. I mean, it is a membership site, just so you know what you're getting into. It's right now membership is only $5. We only have, we were able to do different tiers. We only got one tier so far because we only got just a couple videos up. But more tiers will be coming. It'll be more elaborate games, more elaborate campaigns, most likely, because we do want to run those. And so it's for right now, for today, like I said, we're doing Clone Troopers. Let me bring them up. Nice unit of Clone Troopers. Now, I will have to prime these, and I don't know if you've seen any of the videos I'm posting along with these. Along with this. We did have a whole bunch. We did have a nice snowstorm recently, and my deck is filled basically with snow and ice. So instead of filming me priming them, I'm going to do it off camera. Basically just going to have my back door open, and I'm going to be priming it that way. So, but, as always, when I'm priming, just going to let, just mention, it's always in short bursts, especially because, these, the pieces are very, very small, so it's not going to take much to cover all of it. And always do not worry if it looks like it's caking on, like if it's too much, because over time, as it dries, it will settle in. And it'll settle into all those nice little crevices. And then, you could just, you go with of course, always start with the base coat, right? And of course, with these, base coat will be white. I mean, this is going to be pretty easy with the color scheme. It's going to be mostly white with some black, and get some tan for the base, because I will be covering the base with primer, but I do want to keep it the same color. And yeah, so it's probably not going to take as long. I mean, not too many of them, but we're gonna make it good. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Hello and welcome back. And I say that because, the troopers, the primers dry, and there's a funny story about that. I actually started this 2 weeks ago, okay, and I got, I was going through the unit of the clone troopers, got to the last one, and my primer ran out, so I wasn't able to get myself another can of it until just a couple of days ago. So now I'm gonna finally finish doing this video with the clone troopers. So yeah, so and as it just so happened, I mean, when I first did this, I wasn't gonna show the priming because of snow all over the place. Well, snow is melted, but we are having extremely high gusty winds today. So even so, the last one I just did it leaning out the back door like I was doing it for the snow, because I didn't want to take the chance of going outside and having the wind blow over the camera, or, God forbid, blowing that primer right back in my face. It may have been funny for you, but it wouldn't have been funny for me, and then I would have to clean the glasses. All right, so anyway, let's get started on the base coat for these clone troopers. As very obvious, it's going to be all white. All right, so let's get to it. Okay. And as with any unit with multiple pieces in it, I'm going to do it assembly line method. All right. Now, for these clone troopers, it does say on the box Phase 2. I confess that I do not fully know what that means. I didn't actually look it up yet. This is a game that John and I are going to be using at some point on the channel, but when we do, we're most likely going to be doing from the like the original trilogy era. So it's not going to be clone troopers, it'll be stormtroopers, which I've already done a long time ago. And as with any game I do, I'm sorry, any piece I do for Star Wars Legion, the base, I'm just going to paint it to the color that it is, and for my own purposes, just make a notation that it's Clone Troopers Phase 2, so it would probably be probably right, right on it with this white paint after I've gotten it, painted, because I think they're originally tan. So after that's dried, I'll come back with the white paint and put CT for Clone Trooper, and then P2 for Phase 2. Alright. Yeah, so I know that we haven't posted much on the Tabletop Jones Productions channel for quite some time. Mentioned it before. John's using a very elaborate editing program, and he's still getting the hang of it. Also, it was an issue of time, because we do both still have regular jobs that we have to do. And his job, he just got new hours, so it should give him more time to get stuff ready. I mean, not that we have this game recorded, and we haven't even touched this game yet. When we do, though, I have some really nice looking terrain I bought off a site. I have to try to revisit that site. As I did the last time I looked at it was from my computer, but my computer has not been cooperative, and I believe is on its way out. I mean, it is an old computer. Unfortunately, these machines do not last forever. Was thinking of trying to use the Fix Me stick on it again, but last time I used it, it ran good for a little while, but then the same crap started happening again, and it's gotten to the point where it's like unbearably unusable. And until I'm able to afford a new computer, I got to utilize what I have. So I have a nice tablet, so I'll use that. I mean, there's certain things, unfortunately, I still can't access with that, because it was, I mean, I'm not ready to publish any books yet, because I do self-publishing through Amazon, and they have a program called Kindle Create, which I have been trying very thoroughly without success to get that put on my tablet. But unfortunately, like I said, without success, so I haven't actually been able to get it, which kind of does suck, because it's a really good program. I just gotta hope that I can eventually get it on there. I don't know, maybe next time I go to publish, I go to try to publish, maybe then I'll finally have access to what's needed to download it, because even on my computer, it created a icon on the screen, which should be no different for the tablet. and also make it very easy to access, because once it's there, you know, a lot of things get easier, thankfully. The only thing that I'm hoping for this time around is for someone who's very close to me to draw me covers. I'm hoping that that happens this time. So one of the things I'm working on is, of course, I've spoken about this before, is a story that's going to be very exclusive to Patreon. You know, the channel that John and I are trying to make on there, where he's going to basically employ his skills that he learned in his voiceover classes and read my writing. So, but I have another story that I was working on, kind of put it on hold while I worked on this Patreon project, but you know, unfortunately that's going slow because I don't always have the time or the energy to do that, and unfortunately with the frequent flare-ups of the arthritis in my knees, I was getting white paint on my table, and I was getting very distracted by the pain, so I wasn't, you know, in the frame of mind to start writing. So, but you know, I am. You know, I finished 2 of the ideas. I don't know if anybody remembers. I did say I had 5 that could kind of like go together to form like a universe like Marvel has, like something very similar to them, where everything is kind of like connected. And so I finished 2 of them. I may go back because I am notorious for not putting enough description, you know, like setting description mostly in my writing. So I might go back and correct that. But for the most part, it is finished. And well, those 2 parts are finished, I should say. And I started on a 3rd. I'm trying to be more mindful of the you know, having descriptions, you know, in there to kind of give the reader more of a sense of the setting and what's going on and all that. So, I mean, I do ask for constructive criticism, and I remember my daughter actually mentioned that. I was like, you know what, you're right, I don't do that. You know, I think it was because in a lot of books that I've read, there were some stories that I've read, and I don't even want to mention them because I don't want to throw other writers under the bus, but I felt like I was so bogged down with description that the actual story was kind of lost. And that's probably why I don't do it, you know, too much. But I know that a lot of people out there want those, you know, want that description. They want it in the writing. They want to be able to get more of a feel of the situation and all that. So I'm going to try to do my best to remember to keep doing, you know, to remember to do that. And also kind of go over what I've already done and try to put that in. I'm on the last one here for the base coat. Because after we do the base coat for these clone troopers, it's a little bit of black where the armor plates kind of like have a gap, and also for the little bits on the helmet. I'll use gunmetal for the weapons, and then tan for the base. And I think this jar of white is going to be done after this, because I'm basically wiping paint off the bottom of the jar. And it's coming on very, very thick. but it should be okay. 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 Alrighty, so let that paint dry and settle in. Yeah, that white paint went on very, very thick. Alright. I'll just put this aside because I'm still going to use this to write on the base, and then that'll be it for that. Alright, so we're going to let that white paint dry, and when we come back, like I said, I'm going to do black for the gaps in the armor. I'm going to do gunmetal for the weapons, and I'm probably going to do the base, which is going to be a tan color, and and I'll stop there. So you know, so I'm going to take a break, and I will be right back. Okay, so on these clone troopers, that white paint is now dry, and we're going to get started on all the details and get these pieces. Try to get these pieces done. All right, so let's get to it. Okay. All right. Let's turn everything off. Look at that. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is take out the black paint again. Black paint. Yeah, this is an old jar. It's going to probably be on its way out right after I'm done with this video. Okay. So basically, as I said before, with the black paint, we get okay, it's going to be easier said than done. Oh boy. Okay, so it's going to be like breaks in the armor plating, which is going to wind up being little strips here and there. All right. Also depends upon how the mini is situated. And also the fingers. Alright, so let's just get a move on this. Alright. Alright, and if I remember correctly, these little indents on the side. And a little something. Okay. So for the black paint, that's enough of that. Alright. Alright, so do a little bit here. Alright. Alright. So depending upon the position that the mini's in, because they're all they're not like in the same like pose. That's probably the word I should have used. Yeah, depending on the pose will depend on where I put a little bit of black. Oh, that was a bit more than I wanted. Now, these Star Wars minis, I generally don't use the wash, which I'm still not going to with these. However, I do have another Star Wars game coming, and it's made by the same people who make Marvel Crisis Protocol, and on those I'm probably gonna change my tune about using the wash, because those pieces are going to be, well, they're going to be bigger than these. That's a very big possibility. You know, they do look, the pieces did look very nice, and I do look, oh, that's a bit more than I want, and I do look forward to painting them. One thing I have noticed on those is that the character packs are, very different than the Marvel Crisis Protocol ones, whereas most of the Marvel Crisis Protocol character packs, there's like 1 or 2 characters in the pack, whereas for this game it's quite a bit more. So when I do start doing these, I'm not going to be doing the entire pack in one video. I'll break it up into a couple of videos, because otherwise each and every video is going to be like over an hour long, and I try not to make too many videos that are that long. I mean, I know in the beginning, especially with the Sentinels, it didn't really, I wasn't able to shorten it. Well, actually I didn't, that's not entirely true. I probably could have shortened it, I just didn't want to. I wanted to keep everything in. That's when I made my decision to have all my ramblings stay in the video. Alright. So, whoops. Yeah, so this white paint, it went on really thick, and it's actually a bit thicker than I actually wanted it, but, it is what it is. Alright. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's gusting up outside again. Actually, to be honest, probably the only thing you really hear is my central air unit. So, interesting thing about that. Oh yeah, and that Star Wars game that I was mentioning is called Shatterpoint. Interesting thing about it is when I placed the order, because I did have a little bit extra cash, so I decided to not only to treat myself, but to get something that would eventually be used on the channels, not only here when I'm preparing the minis, but also on Tabletop Jones Productions when we actually play the game. But anyway, it was supposed to have been delivered already originally, and it's like as soon as I placed the order, suddenly it changed, and now it's not going to be arriving until probably around tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, I love Amazon, with the free shipping and the usually quick shipping, but sometimes it takes a while. So most of the time it doesn't take too long, so I guess I can't complain too much, right? I don't want to seem ungrateful for the service. Alright, so I mean, this doesn't look the best that I could make it, but it's looking pretty good still. Alright. Oh. Ah. I just realized I didn't do the fingers on the last one. Actually, I missed a couple of them. Alright, time to go back. Alright, this one, nope, actually that one I got. Yeah, so, I mean, I do have a number of games that are Star Wars related. Even some card games that are Star Wars related. I mean, just recently I was relearning the rules to a Star Wars deck building game that, excuse me, that I have. And played it against my son. Well, he cleaned my clock in that game. I took the Imperials mainly because they go first, and it was just easier to show him a lot of how to get it, a lot of how to do it by having, you know, just having me do it before him. And then, oh, well, he learned quickly. One thing about my son is he has uncanny luck, you know, uncanny beginner's luck with games. It is like unbelievable how he you know, picks them up. I'll give you another example. Over the weekend, we tried out another game that I gotten, you know, after Christmas, called Camping with Sasquatch. It's one of those, like, they're like, you know, it's like one of those, you know, like unique card games. You know, it's like everything that you need to play it is like in the box, which is what, you know, one of the things that I really like about those types of games. And so we played 3 games. It was him, my daughter, and me. And well, my daughter was the big winner. She won twice. And then my son, he was like she won the first game. Then my son won the second game. And dear Lord, did he crush us? Because I think the second game, it's like he wound up with like 26, or no, I'm sorry, 27 points. And it's like I wound up with like, I think 3, and my daughter wound up with 7, and it was like he just like destroyed us. And then the last game, my daughter won that one too. I was like, ah, I was like, I get the game and I lose every game. But, you know, I'm a good sport about it. You know, especially with my kids. I mean, I'm not gonna get upset with them for winning a game. I taught them to play to win when we play these games. So I'm not going to do that and then get upset when they win. I'm actually proud of them when they win, especially when they win against me. And I do have another Star Wars card game, the collectible one, Unlimited. We haven't had a chance to try that one out yet. Yeah, but anyway, games like the, yeah, like so yeah, that game that we played, I think I don't know if I didn't mention it. I'll mention it now. It's called Camping with Sasquatch, and it's a fun game to play. Rules took all of 5 minutes to read through and understand. It was pretty easy to understand game. And what I like about these games is they're affordable. That game I think was $20. So it was an affordable game. It's a fun game, and it's quick and easy to learn. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. And as for this, it's like you got these units, and then they have special, like, you know, then you can choose one with like a special weapon. Usually they have 2 of them that are like that in each unit so far for this game. They even had it for the battle droids. And if you haven't seen any of them, any of the ones where I'm painting battle droids, I have one where it's a regular unit of battle droids, and one where it's the super battle droids. one more, and then we can paint the base. Yeah, so if you haven't seen those, you know, they're up. They're on my channel, so you know, feel free to check them out. And then hopefully one day you will see these pieces deployed while we're playing the game on Tabletop Jones Productions, or, God willing, Patreon. Alright, let's see what... Alright, now the base. And then of course we'll have to let the base dry, and then I'll come back with the white... Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Okay, good. Let me just wipe. And the paint might be on this shirt. I don't want this shirt messed up. Anyway, as I was saying, I'll come back with the white paint and make the notations of what unit it is. Alright. Alright, that's one. Fortunately, some of the paint on the top of the head doesn't seem to be fully dry. Which really stinks. Alright, this one was a bit better. Alright. Looks like it might be needing a new bottle of tan. And kind of wish I knew that when because I was at Brown's Hobbies a couple of days ago. I could have picked it up. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that wind. It's been happening all day yesterday and so far all day today. The only thing is yesterday, at night at least, we had a power outage, and after the lights went out I did hear sirens. So it was like a fire truck sirens, and I'm pretty sure the reason I was hearing that was because they were probably responding to down power lines. You know, I'm like waiting for it until Con Ed got there. Excuse me. But then we got our power back in a couple hours, so it wasn't that bad. And they, you know, the one good thing was that the cell tower near me wasn't affected. I still had cell service. But, you know, me not thinking, I was like, oh, let me just go on my tablet. Maybe I'll, you know, peruse, I'll look over YouTube or something. You know, watch a video. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. The power's out, so is my Wi-Fi. I was like, oh, okay. I guess I can't do that. Alright, almost done with this part of this. Like I said, then the only thing I got to do is let this dry. So then I can go over it, well, so I can take the white paint in a very, very thin brush, thin and fine brush, and just write notations on this so I know what unit it is. So I gotta remember Clone Trooper Phase 2, so it's gonna be CT for Clone Troopers, and then P and a 2 for Phase 2. Because I don't fully understand what it means for phase, that it's Phase 2. I'm just assuming that it's probably more like a better unit than the Clone Troopers that came with the core set, which I would guess is Phase 1. Alright. Oops, excuse me. Sorry about that. That is the soul leaving my body. Actually try not to do that on camera. Doesn't always. I don't always succeed though. Okay. All right. So like I said, we're gonna let that paint dry, especially the base. When we come back, I'll just put the notation on the bottom, and then it's all finished. All right. So stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and that paint is now dry. So now I'm gonna do the little bit of notation, which is basically just for me, just so I know what the unit is. And there's one little thing I realized I forgot to do. I'm going to do that now. All right, so let's get to it, right? All right, let's bring that down. Okay. So the one little thing I realized I forgot to do was this one piece has the has like a shoulder pad on it. So in case I ever get more than one of this, actually look the way now that I get a good look at it, it actually goes across the entire top. So I'm going to put this in the color red, and this way in the future, if I get any more of these Phase 2 Clone Troopers, this same part, I just make a different color. I did that with the Stormtroopers. It was a little bit different on them because it was just on the shoulder. Alright, so that's it for that. Now it's just that notation, and then it's done. Alright. Now, just going to say, normally I would put it like right here on the base. I'm going to start putting it here now. It's just easier to deal with when it's here. Alright, so pretty much that's what I'm doing. Same CT, P, and the number 2. Clone Trooper, Phase 2. I'm going to put it on the back so that it's facing me when I use them. Alright. Alright. So this is pretty much the last thing that needs to be done for these guys. And this is pretty much finishing up this white paint. Okay. Yeah, just not sure when I would actually get to use these guys. I was waiting for this paint to dry, actually got what I'm making for dinner all set up. Making chicken legs and thighs. I make them in the oven. I douse them with either soy or teriyaki. Today I use soy. There's a little something different. I found like a seasoning called Montreal chicken. I was like, ah. I mean, it's and I looked at it, it's not like full, so obviously I'd used it before. So I figured, why not now? And I made my seasoned potatoes. And I seasoned them with onion powder, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning. All right. Okay, so these are now done. Let's get them all lined up. And here you go. Nice unit of clone troopers. All right, not going to spin them all. Not this time. All right, so that's all I got for today. You know, this one took a while because of you know, because the whole thing with the primer, but it got it done, right? So anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and share this video as much as possible. Also, please check out Tabletop Jones Productions and do the same. You know, like and subscribe and share as much as possible, because over there, me and John are the two idiots playing board games. We will be posting on there pretty soon, within the next month or so. So you know, there's videos up there now, but there'll be new videos coming out very soon. And also, please check out our Patreon if you can. It's under, well, it's called Tales from the Tabletop, but it might still be under Storytime Jones, and we're still getting that all sorted out. And we do have some video. We have one main video up on there yet. We're getting ready to post a second. And yeah, so we're just trying to build up everything. We're trying to reach our, we're trying to broaden our social media presence. We can be found on Twitter and TikTok, as well as Instagram. Usually under Tabletop Jones. TikTok, I think I think we have separate accounts. That's like, call myself Kevin of Tabletop Jones. So yeah, you can, and we're going to be posting pretty much everywhere. So you can check us out on those social media, or you can just check us out on YouTube. All right. So enjoy the videos, and take care of yourself. All right. Have a great day.